recent year we saw big changes into the dynamics of the rinse-off, especially driven by emerging market consumer, which are moving from the solid cleanser to liquid cleanser. And this is making a big technology shift in the ingredients which are used there. Consumers are not only asking for a different products at the supermarket or at the retailer store, but the driver was also more natural ingredients and more mild ingredients. This is ongoing since some years already. What has really changed in the last 2 years is a big surge in requirements of natural ingredients which are coming from renewable sources. What we are seeing, especially in customer requests in many countries in the last 12 months, is requests not only on renewables but also on processes. Consumer wants more ingredients coming from genuinely natural processes like fermentation or extraction, things like this, which are more sustainable in terms of respect of the environment, of course in terms of sources, and basically they want something which is naturally natural since the beginning. Our ingredients from fermentation that we developed in Asia Pacific for Asia Pacific in the last 2 years. It's an ingredient, as we said, done from a specific microbial. It's a microbial of the yeast superfamily, Starmarella bombicola, and let's say that at a first glance it looks like a surfactant, so like a cleansing system, but in reality it is chemically is called glycolipid, specifically is a sophrolipid. And this microorganism produces the ingredient at very high yield, and it produces into two forms. One is the so-called technically the acid form, which is a cleansing system, a cleansing agent. So in terms of molecular structure, it looks like a surfactant, but most interestingly, this microorganism is able with its enzyme to close this molecule into a ring called lactone, and this lactone has a very interesting properties. Those properties has been highlighted by academic studies in the last 3-4 years, especially in Japan, especially in Korea, and we have seen how this lactone is very effective into having claims which support biocontrol. And the reason is very simple. So if you go and see the mechanism of action, this lactone form of sophrolipid, it is able to remove the biofilm created by microorganisms. So at the end of the day, this new ingredient, this sophrolipid that we call BioToLife, it is able to remove efficiently the biofilm created by microorganisms, which is more peaceful, more respectful. And this is all consistent with all the data that we have found into our research inside of BASF, seeing how this product is extremely mild, extremely compatible with skin and hair and scalp, and it is very efficient. We have a lot of studies showing how a shampoo made with this ingredient from biotechnology is able to improve the dandruff of many panelists. That's a test we have done in China with more than 150 panelists. Actually, the very interesting point of this ingredient is coming from a study we developed with a university in Japan, and this study show how our product, which is the so-called lactone-rich sophrolipid, it is able to remove the biofilm efficiently into microfluidics tests. Those microfluidics tests were done outside, as I said, into a university. You can also Google it and find on the web. Very interestingly, this biofilm removal effect works with many bacteria. So we tested Streptococcus, we tested Staphylococcus aureus, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, and it works really with high efficiency. So this is an ingredient which is developed by Mother Nature in millions of years, and what we have done is develop systems and develop fermentation methods which are basically bringing a high yield, a high lactone rich, so specific production methods that tunes the specification of these ingredients, and allows us to have a very efficient ingredient into personal care, with a very good benefit of being native. So we actually don't do anything except the fermentation and the cleansing process, which is done with simple physical methods like water washing or simply using filtration, for example.